All right, very good. We've started the recording here for the course. Today we're going to really cover the MVP platform, the tools that are integrated with the platform to help users get connected and utilize the platform. Obviously, this is for commercial customers and businesses that are connecting with Lowe's on the benefit of the realtor group that we've got in position here. So the first thing that I want to point out is that the website is a hybrid website. If you notice where I'm hovering my cursor here, you'll see it says Lowe's, but then there's the indicator of Pro right here. That is the business interface. It is a hybrid website and it recognizes the user based on the email address. So make sure that if you're not seeing Pro, that you're not being connected to the platform properly, and you're probably on the regular standard Lowe's site, which can be problematic because all the features that we're covering today will not be the same. The interface is completely different for DIY customers. So at the end of the call, we'll add a phone number for the Lowe's for Pros team that can help migrate you over to the platform if you're not connected properly. But that's the indicator right there. If it just says Lowe's, and I'm going to launch another page right here incognito, the browser recognizes me. So when I hit the page, it knows to log me in. But if I go in incognito, the website doesn't recognize me yet. And you'll see that the indicator up here just says Lowe's. That is the DIY website, okay? They're seeing that they're not logged in. They need to log in, and then it will flip over and they will see this, okay? All right, the next thing I want to cover is the menu options. All the main menu options to use the site are going to fall underneath this cameo. I call it a cameo because it's just a head, really, but it's the user's dashboard to get to all of the functionalities based on the business. The first person that opens up the MVP account by default becomes the primary admin on the account and has access to this wallet right here that you see on the screen, okay? Anybody else that gets added does not have access to that. So we always want the business operator or somebody who's in control of the payment types to be the person launching the MVP registration. After they do that, they can add an additional admin to be the moderator of adding other buyers if they want to. But the primary person should have access to the wallet only. The next thing I wanted to get into was the organization settings. This is where we connect our commercial customers to any GPOs that we have in place. And in this case, if you expand the organization settings button, you'll see organization information up here. Also, you'll see functionalities for groups and users. This is where you've got multiple buyers that are going to be purchasing on the platform, or groups, a maintenance team, or a property management team. You can set up your own teams and then define the users to go in the group. But we're going to dig into the organization information right here. Once you click that link, you're going to see a page. This is the default page of the business, right? The business interface that's connecting with Lowe's. And in this section right here, you see organization information. This is where you would type in the GPO member ID. Right now I'm connected to a different account, but you would simply type in TRA44 to connect to the realtor group. And then clients would leverage the different GPO of CLK48 to get connected to the appropriate GPO. Once you enter that information in the field, there's a connect button or save button, and you'll get prompted with a green little window and it says success. It's an acknowledgement that yes, it's confirming that that GPO does exist and that you've successfully connected to that. I would recommend at this point, once you do that, to log out and log back in. Here's the sign out button, and then log back into the platform. There are occasions where the server hasn't updated the pricing yet, and it's important that the server recognizes you and the new GPO connection. Most cases, it does it automatically, but just to be safe, have the users log out, log back in, and everything should be good to go. I want to see, or I want to show you here and how you can see the connectivity and the implementation of that pricing. So when users are on the site, you're going to shop by department, if not by the search bar here, but to navigate quickly, I'll just go into, let's say, bathrooms and vanities, And let's look at vanities with tops. Bathroom vanities with tops is the category that I'm going to jump to. And you'll see that items are on sale right now, but also you're going to see an indicator includes contracted pricing, okay? Because this is a hybrid website, you're going to get the best pricing that is available. So if something is on sale and it is a better price than the GPO price, you're going to get the sale price. The website takes out all the friction points. You shouldn't have to struggle and asking yourself, am I getting the best price? The website's going to do that for you. You just shop and it's going to give you the best applicable price based on what you're putting into the cart. So you'll see here that this vanity normally retails for any DIY customer walking into our store or purchasing online for $6.99. But because the GPO is connected, this specific item is coming at $4.29 for the member. Simply add it to the cart. This one here normally retails for $1.99 and it's on sale for $1.75. And that's because of the contracted pricing. If you buy two, it gets 10% off. So there's different qualifiers that will actually trigger when you add things. We call this JLQ, job lot quantity, kind of like a concrete, a pallet of concrete. If you hit 42 bags, it knows it's a full pallet, and the website morphs the price to JLQ pricing. If the JLQ pricing is better than the GPO pricing, then you get the job lot quantity price, right, as a contractor. So and then the third pricing module we have in here, if you're doing a bulk order, somebody's doing a renovation for a home, they can actually engage the quote system. Miles, you got a question?
Yeah, and kind of more just curious. I'm following you along, and I don't know, are these prices regional? Because that first vanity shows
They are.
$3.99 for me.
They're going to be different.
They're
They're going to be different in different
131.
regions. They're going to be different in different regions. Okay.
Okay. Just because I showed mine was a little less, so I figured that had to be it or something. Okay, cool.
100%. So that's a great call out. I appreciate you pointing that out. Look, in order for us to get product from a manufacturer to a store distribution center on the West Coast when it's being produced on the East Coast is significantly more in transit costs, right? That gets accounted for in the pricing as it lands in the local DC. So a specific cost to us from the manufacturer may be the same, but we still have to distribute it to the local region. So displayed prices are going to be different for members in different areas. Okay. But good call out. Yeah, absolutely. And here's where it's going to define where the product is coming from. Right here in the upper left corner, members need to connect to their local store. I definitely recommend using the zip code. So in my case, I'm just connecting to my local store. North Carolina, you just hit the button, set as my store, and then all of the available quantities will shift based on where that zip code is. Okay. So definitely dial into the store to make sure that you're looking at the product that's available there. All right. Next on the agenda, I had how to engage VSP. So we have a platform called VSP, Volume Savings Program. This is the tool that our pro desks use to serve commercial contractors. And we've actually integrated it online so that members can take advantage of pro pricing online without having to disturb anybody at the store, nobody to wait for when they come back from lunch or break or called out sick. You can actually engage it yourself here online. And the functionality of that sits right here in my quotes. And you would simply jump into the system, create a new quote, and then we'll put Smith House remodel, give it a name. Once you've created the name, you can start adding items to the quote. So in this case, you might want some drywall. All right, so here's 1/2-inch drywall. I'm going to need 5 sheets for this bedroom that had some holes in it. Add to the quote. You might need a shop vac. The tool is pretty robust. Like, you're not going to break it, but I will say this: search engines can you know, they use fuzzy logic. So oftentimes, if you're too specific, giving it too many words, it's going to start pulling weird things that don't really align. So be simple in the terminology that you're using for product when you're doing a search. Now, I just backed out by jumping into the search bar, but you'll see that the quote's already started here. Okay, has a subtotal. I'm just going to simplify this exercise here. I'm going to add some lumber to this order just to get the number up. You'll see right over here it says you're at $1,200 away from qualifying for the VSP program. All commercial customers need to hit a $1,500 threshold before that quote is eligible for additional discounts. Okay, so it's letting you know, hey, this is how far you are. This is what you have in this quote. So I'm going to put in some. Let's put in some subfloor. Be pretty expensive, so we'll add 3/4 inch. Let's do 80 sheets. Quote. All right, cool. So you'll see automatically that the system is now recognized that you've hit the threshold required to get the additional savings. This one is out of stock at the local store, so it's giving you all the indicators. You can swap for a similar item. In this case, use the standard pine option. Okay. And when you're looking at the item, you can just 30 here and add to the quote right from that screen. Now it's asking if you got multiple quotes, it'll allow you to specify the specific quote. In case you're shopping and you got 3 different quotes open for different properties. All right, let's view our quote. Okay. All right. Now we're going to remove this one because we know it's not stocked and we already swapped something else. All right. And okay, we're still shy, so let's add a barbecue or patio furniture. Maybe you're staging a house. Smith House. Save. I don't know whose house this is, but definitely want to live there. And let's add one of these right here. Smith House. Save. All right, let's view the quote, see where we're at. We should have hit that threshold. All right. So it's letting you know that the system's automatically applied an additional discount. In this case, it's only taken off $475 from the VSP platform, probably because the pricing platform that you're already on is already taken the majority of the discount that it can. Lumber typically has a low profitability margin level. You'll see that this was originally priced at $30.98. I brought it down to $29.41. Kathy, you got a question?
Yeah, I'm curious because I've got to furnish an entire house, and I actually was looking at the site last night and didn't realize you had furniture.
Yes, we do.
I need
100%.
I need a refrigerator, a microwave, an oven, a couch, and different things. And when you mentioned that 1,500 discount, does the discount go up as your thresholds, or do I make separate orders? Or how
That's a
would you do it?
Okay, that's a fantastic question. So you're asking more about functionality, how the VSP tool works. And essentially what happens is the merchants define a department, a category, and a subcategory, right? So PVC pipe might sit here, and then connectors would be a subcategory of that. The profitability of our items varies, and it's typically by the product category or subcategory. So the merchants go through and they say, okay, if there's this much margin associated to this item, if the customer buys 100 90-degree elbows, they would get this additional discount. If the customer buys 200, it would get to this discount. So you're absolutely right. The more quantities are on the order will influence the additional discounts that the system will dig into for you, right? These are all parameters that are set by the merchant. But I think, you know, we have to pull back and realize that we're already selling at a fair market value, but because you're buying it in bulk, it's engaging additional discounts because we're handling it less, right? It's a bulk order. So absolutely right. So the dollar amount is one thing that influences the discount, and the quantities on the quote. Okay.
So I should combine all of the items before I actually place the order to
I
be
would
sent.
do that. And yeah,
does
and
it matter? Like, I'm here in Memphis, but the property is closer to the New Albany store. Does it matter which store is on there as my store?
yes, you want to default it to the store that's closest to the location where the product needs to be.
Okay.
Yep, 100%. And then I think that I wanted to touch on one other thing. So you brought up a good, you brought up a good question of like adding some furniture. So furniture isn't stocked in our stores. So
Yeah.
we got to be cognizant of how we're ordering and what we're ordering. Anything that's in stock, I would put on one specific order. Anything that's special order, or you can see that there's no quantities at the store, I would put those on a second order. This is going to help reduce some of the confusion of when you get an order confirmation that something is ready for pickup. Sometimes those notifications don't tell you that the couch is being special ordered. It's not available for pickup, but the paint is there, or the drywall is there. So to alleviate some of that confusion, anything that's not stocked at the store, I would pull that off of the order. In fact, when I search for things, I'll do a quick search for, let's say, grills. And we'll do propane type. All right, so now I'm looking generally at propane grills. And so there's 420 options that are being displayed here. And you'll see, I call this a spider link, because it really does web out to where you're drilling into. So if I clicked on an item, it's going to expand out. And this, you'll see, doesn't have any wheels or anything. This is probably a built-in, which would then expand here. But what I would first say is click on this box, free store pickup today. That means the website is now going to revert to only product that's physically at the store right now. Okay, if you don't select this, you're probably looking at special order stuff, and it's harder to control when you're going to see that arrive, right? That's why I would separate that kind of an order. But I've clicked that now. I'm only looking at product that is specifically at that store and that could be picked up today. And this one here, let's pull up this Weber. I have this one here. I love this grill. My last Weber lasted me for 18 years. So I got another one. So this right here, it's telling you that it's 5 in stock. It even tells you aisle locations. And if you're on the app, you can even find it on the app because it'll give you a map of where it's located. But and you'll notice that this has, yeah, the spider link. Now, if I wanted to go back and look at all gas grills, I could click on this link. Again, define that I only want to see product that's physically there at the store that I'm connected to, and the website's going to revert to show you only product that's physically there for pickup. This comes in handy when you've got somebody that has an appliance that just went out and they need a refrigerator today. This is what you want to do. You have to click what's in stock right now. Otherwise, I mean, if you want something, you know, special order, an LG French, you know, we might have it in stock, but the only way to find it is by going through this right here. In fact, let's try that, because that's probably most common in your world, right? Somebody needs a fridge and they need it ASAP because they got food that's not going to last. So let's pull up French door refrigerator. Okay, there's 267 options to choose from. So let's find out what really is an option that we can take today or have somebody go pick up at the store. 24. So the options have significantly changed. Hey, if I need this today, I need to be clicking this button, right? Looks like a lot of these are on sale right now because we have a buy more, save more event going on. So again, the website looks at all different discounts, sales, and it will allow you to get the best value based on what's the best price for you. Okay.
Hey, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Quick. You know, in the real estate world, appliances are very necessary, of course. So that would be really good for the VSP program, right? Volume savings. So, I mean, normally if you're going to buy a few appliances, it's going to be over $1,500.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
part of what we're trying to do with our clients and agents is make sure they can get the best bang for their buck on appliances through this program. So that would be a big one.
That is a good call out. So I would definitely say that. So if we wanted to add this to a quote, you can just click that button. And then we want to do a new quote here. And we don't want to put it on the Smith quote because we're just doing this as a different package, right? So let's put appliance package Smith House, right? So we're going to do create the quote. It's now going to throw the fridge on there. Continue shopping. And I'm not sure which one it was that I selected, but when you look at the item, oftentimes it will give you the collection of related. Let's see if the website's going to produce that for us. Specifications are all listed right here. Yep, so here's the LG dishwasher, the microwave. So let's do a few of these. Now, this one's showing 33% off right now. Actually, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go into the item and then I'm going to add it to the quote. All right, notice that this says get it by Friday, March 1st. That's an indicator it's not sitting at the store. It's probably at a distribution center right now, which means my refrigerator is not going to come. So in that case, I would want to buy them separately. I would want to buy the refrigerator separately because I need to get somebody, to pick it up today. But if I was doing a renovation and I'm planning for this to be, a week out or whatever, just add it to the quote. Appliance package. Save. And let's go out and pick up a few more items that were down there. It's a little laggy because we're doing the class. We need LG microwave added on here. Adding it to the quote. There's my appliance package. Let's get the LG wash tower. I got one of these on the red, white, and blue sale last July. Love it. And here I'm using the filters on the left side. I love this because people often say, hey, no, I need a 22 cubic foot refrigerator. Once you get into the category, start using the filters and it will quickly filter down to your finish, right? All the things that you want to dial in here. So this one's $801 off because of the sale. Buy more, save more, add this to the quote. Let's pull up that quote and see where we're sitting at. So the subtotal of all the items is $8,386 based on what we're seeing here. It's even offering all the additional components that you need for the install. So definitely go through and add what's needed. Connectors, yep. There's a Holloway if the old one needs to be taken out. You just click that and then proceed. Add the gas hookup kit. All right. So we're looking at a total of 8,400. The additional savings this took off was 3,500. So here's my estimate total. And one of the other real cool things that I want to point out here is that quotes can be shared so that when you're in here, you can hit this button right here to share this quote, and it gives you 3 different options, right, on what you want to display with this shared quote. So this option right here is going to show the unit price along with the applied discounts. So this is going to show you everything. This is going to show you the retail price only of what it costs in our stores. So if I was a contractor and I wanted to present a quote to a homeowner on some of the repairs, I'm not going to show them the discounts that I receive because I'm a pro. That's my value, right? I'm going to show you the retail price because that's what you would pay on your own, right? Or you could present it with no discounts at all. Right? Simply type in the email address and it will send you a PDF version of the quote based on the criteria you're specifying here. And then even a side note. So if I wanted to go to the homeowner directly, hey, Janet, here's the pricing discussed, or here are the items, please confirm this is what you want, and then send the email. Or you can send it to yourself and then take the attachment and share it yourself via email. Okay. That's the share quote functionality. Now, I also want to point out this too. So if you've got somebody who does a lot of ordering online, but they do need some, people service, and they have a relationship with the Pro Desk, this is how you communicate the quote to the store, okay? The store is going to have to get into what we call MRV, My Red Vest, but they could simply pull up the quote and add additional items, because you could say, hey, Tommy, I couldn't find this. I started the quote. Can you get into my quote and then add these 4 components that I need for this renovation or this flip, right? When Tommy gets into this quote and he modifies it in My Red Vest, all of the items he adds is going to be based on your online pricing preferences. So it's not like he needs to resubmit this. All he needs to do is modify what you've already done, and everything he adds is going to have the benefit of your pricing platform. Okay. And then I also want to point out one of the luxuries of having this GPO benefit is that you don't have to necessarily hit any bid room thresholds or volume savings thresholds. All your stuff is being discounted up front. So it's removing all the friction points to allow you just to buy and not have to worry about, am I getting the best pricing? It's already there, right? So great tool. Definitely recommend leveraging this tool for your members to use this platform. Recent orders and tracking. So again, functionality of all of the business tools are right here. Orders and purchases, order tracking. So if you placed an order and you don't know if it's ready for pickup, here's where you would go to track that order. Order number or PO, my orders. So if I did all orders, it would be all orders in my organization, right? So if I've got several different buyers, if I looked at just my orders, it would be the orders that I've created only, okay?
Hey, Jim, real quick, 3 ways to take advantage of the volume savings program you can go online, you can go to the app, and then you can go to your local Lowe's Pro Desk, correct? And then you just give them model numbers if you want to walk in and do it that way.
Yeah, so that's a great call out. So the VSP is enabled both on the app, the mobile app. It's also on the desktop and also through the store. The store does not have visibility to your GPO pricing. That's the downfall with working with the store. They don't know that you can buy just one item at a discounted rate. And it's not fair to pressure them to match the online price because that's not what the GPO platform is meant for. I think there's an enhancement coming. IT team, it does see this as a priority of parlaying that pricing at the register in the store, but there's a lot of things that we're building into the platform that are I would just say higher priority. Right now, we're fine tuning some of the payment tendering functionalities, and to deploy this to 2,200 stores and then all GPOs and members cascading, we're talking about a lot of stuff. So it is roadmap to be a priority. I just don't know when that's coming. For now, stress on all members leveraging the online orders, but certainly they can use the VSP if they're hitting a $1,500 threshold or need to get that much material. The desk can actually do that too. Now the desk won't have access to the couches and the furniture that you see online because those are online items. They might be able to produce it through an online ordering system at the store level, but it's not their norm for the Pro Desk. Yeah.
So the best way to really use it is just online or the app. That's the best way to get the best possible pricing.
Yep. And the other benefit is it doesn't matter if you're doing this at the desktop and then realize, hey, you're at a picnic and you're like, oh, I've got to add a case of caulking or a toilet. As soon as you log in on the app, you can go to your quotes. It's all there wherever you're at. It's there where you are, right? So the system is built on Google Cloud Networks, so it really is the best of both worlds for our customers to interact and actually support their business. All right, receipt tracking, order tracking. All right, that's already covered right here. And purchase orders, my order history, all order history. Buy it again. This is a collection of all the things you've recently purchased. Online order approvals. If you've got a maintenance guy and you have set him up as a buyer and he breaches the dollar amount that you've allowed him to spend, it will go to an approval bucket where you as the admin would review the items that are on it and then approve it. This is more for significant business with lots of bodies in the org, right? Where they're going to have somebody as a supervisor moderating the orders. Protection plans are stored here. Wallet. So I want to touch on the wallet because there's a couple of pieces here. The most significant is payment types, right? You want to make sure that any payment type that you're using both in our stores or online is being loaded into the digital wallet. This is how you get rewarded on MVP, and you'll see there's gift cards here. I'm going to cover this tab in a second, but this is where your benefits. If you're a big purchaser, you're going to get some e-gift certificates, and they're going to go into this bucket. But right now we're on the wallet, the main landing page for the wallet, which is the payment methods. Adding a new card is simple. Just click on that button. You're going to get a window prompt here. I always use the nickname field because I don't remember the last 4 digits of my 6 cards. But if if your wife or your spouse has a different card, put Joy's card or Scott's card or whatever. But at least you can see who the recipient is or who the holder is of the card from one landing page by adding a nickname here. The rest is self-explanatory, adding the card number, expiration date, CVV number, and then you as your being a buyer yourself, you can set that card as your primary card or a primary card for the account by clicking that button, entering in the billing address. This functionality just says, hey, yeah, it's the same as the organization address I've added in my organization settings, and then hit save, right? When you do that, you'll be adding a new card to the list of cards. Add multiple cards. This really is a little more complicated, but it's for entities that have, I've got entities that have 15,000 cards. It's done on a spreadsheet. So there's a template here to download. If you're loading that many cards, this is the platform to use for that. And it's all self-explanatory. It has the steps of what to do to walk through that process. Okay. I would definitely recommend not removing any cards. Removing a card removes all of the order history and receipts associated to the card that's loaded. Okay. Loading the card also helps you if you want to extrapolate some reporting on your purchasing later. So if something gets expired or lost, look what I did. I just renamed it Lost Citibank Costco Card. Okay, keep it in the bucket for 24 months until all of your rewards are caught up. Rewards are issued at the end of the year in the e-certificates, so keep those cards there as long as possible. After 2 years, you can delete them. All right, what else? All right, that's about it for this screen right here. Let's go to the gift card section. Right here is where all of now. Also, I want to point this out. So this site, it has a lot of security features so that nobody can hack and then take advantage of. Every time you touch something that's a little bit touchy, where you're going to get into some control modules that can, equate to dollars, it's going to ask for a passcode to verify that you are the appropriate person to be accessing this module. So right now I just received a text message letting me know from the site that they give me a one-time passcode to access this feature. It's like Fort Knox sometimes when it's dollars. Right? We don't want to be liable for that, so we put this in for a reason. All right, so here's where you see all of the gift cards that I've accumulated and that are being stored right here. There's a button to manage it. If I wanted to share this with somebody else that's on my platform, I can email them the card. But basically, there's a PIN number that's associated to this cash value that I can use, and then you would need the PIN number at a checkout to redeem that, or it can be used online as well. Okay, now the MVP system, Most Valued Pro, is going to put your dollars that you accumulate into what we call claim your reward. And it's going to say, hey, you've got 24 bucks available to claim. When it hits 2,000, it will automatically convert it for you, but you've got to actually claim it. But this caps out in $2,000 increments. Okay. I don't shop enough to hit that trigger, but this is where they're all stored in the gift cards. Okay. And that is all based on the cards you've loaded. So it's super important that you load those payment types. Any offers? Yeah, go ahead.
It's important for them to add their credit card payment method to receive full benefits of this program. That is critical on the front end. I remember when we first rolled it out, we knew some of that, but some folks didn't. So I just want to make sure that's pretty clear. If you don't add your payment method to your online account, then you won't get all these benefits.
Pricing, benefit, yeah, all of that's dependent on loading those cards. 100%. Yep. Sometimes they'll get offer emails saying, hey, you got a free drink or a snack. This is where you're going to find the offer. Hit show barcode. There it is. So I can go use it at the store for a drink of $3.88 or less. Purchase authorizations. This is a super cool tool, right? So let's say you've got Scott Smith working for one of your properties to clear out some junk in the backyard, and he's going to need some stuff. You don't know quite sure what he's going to need, but you don't want to give him a credit card. You just met Scott, 2 days ago, right? And you don't want to put him on the platform, but you want to be able to give him money to go to the shop, to the store, to shop ancillary items. Don't be worried about the dollars because you're not going to get the discounts at the store level. But this gives you a means to share an ability for somebody else to buy at Lowe's on your card and keep the receipts on the portal so that they're tracked. You don't have to worry about him bringing the receipt back. It's going to grab it for you. But in this case, we're going to issue a new purchase authorization. If I wanted to do it for a new crew member, I would just put in, I'm not going to do a new crew member because it's going to ask for another email, but this is the template that you go through, just a couple of questions. You define which card to put it on, the dollar amount that you're going to authorize. So Scott's going to be working for you for 2 weeks and it's not going to be more than $500. So you would just put in $500 right there. PO, this is going to be for the Smith landscape cleanup. Backyard. Oh, I'm out of spaces. All right. This button right here, enable multiple scans. This is going to tell my system or our system that Scott can go to the store more than once. He can go however many times he needs in the next 2 weeks, but he'll be capped at the $500 that I've issued for him. Okay. So I'm going to enable that. But I also know that Scott's supposed to be done in 2 weeks. He promised he's going to be done by the 8th. So I'm going to put down, or here we go, 2 weeks, the 15th. Okay. And then here you can put the additional notes. Okay. And then you're going to hit next. Actually, let's go. We're going to go through this process. So we're going to put Scott. Scotty. Email. I'm going to use my work email. Yeah, my work phone. Okay. Now, I've done everything that I can to prep this. Now, here's the benefit. The competitor makes your contractor get the items that he needs or she needs, walks up to the pro desk. They've got to wait in a line of other pros who are trying to call their bosses to get their payments to process so that they can get out of the store and back to the job. Their pros are standing there, sometimes 20 minutes for other pros in front of them. They finally belly up to that pro desk associate. That associate's got to scan all the items to create an order, and they send it to a text to confirm tool that essentially texts the boss, hey, you've got Scott over here trying to make a purchase for $350. Do you approve, yes or no? Well, if his boss is busy in a meeting or with a client or driving, he's not paying attention to those text messages. And if it's 10 minutes goes by, it expires. So they've got to retrigger a new call, text to confirm to get that approval. Meantime, you've got somebody who's just ineffectively not doing anything right now, right? When he should be back at the site. They end up finally getting a hold of him. He hits yes, and then it allows the transaction to proceed. This bypasses all of that friction, right? By doing this, and I hit it next, it's going to send a text message. This is a verification right here that we're going to proceed with this. I'm going to hit submit. All right, so right now, I just received a text message letting me know I have an authorization for $500. When I pull it up, it's going to show me a link to tap onto, which is going to generate the QR code. But I'm going to need one last thing from my boss, which is this authorization pin. So basically, as the boss, I would text, after sending the link, I would text my field user this pin number because he's going to need that to the register. But the beauty is, all he has to do is walk up to any register in our store. He doesn't need to go to the contractor desk. Goes up to any register, scans the items with the cashier, presents the QR code and the PIN number, and he's out the door. Back to the job site. Okay. So that's probably one of the coolest enhancements that we just received. And then one of the new enhancements, or the recent ones, happened about a week ago. If you make a primary card your payment type, when you're in the store, let's say you forget your card at home or you don't have the right business card with you, if you launch the app and leverage your QR code or your user ID, it will actually allow you to cash out at the register and charge to that card that's assigned to you. Okay, just simply by a QR code. Let me see if I can get that to pull up on my Lowe's app. So here I'm on my landing page of my contact, and then I just click on member ID, and it generates a code. That's my ID at the register. This is part of that enhancement I was telling you, the payment types that they're developing. So that's the latest enhancement that allows me to charge without having a card to my primary card. All right. Any questions so far? All right. If there are any businesses out there that are doing resale, they're going to want to use the tax exemption function. We've got a component, it's called TEMS, Tax Exemption Management System. In order for us to put certificates online and record them, you've got to go through the process of creating a TEMS ID, which tells Lowe's that you are a tax-free exempted customer. And once you get a TEMS ID number, then you can upload your certificates so that it removes the tax online. So that's something to consider only if you're tax exempt, right? And then let's go to down here. I want to show you the Pro Resources tab. This, honestly, most of your questions can be answered here in the Resources for Pros or Lowe's MVP Pro Rewards Program. So here are the rewards information when you get to this landing page. And this is going to be located at the bottom of every page. Those links are, right? So here are the benefits, discount levels, or rewards back 1% up to $9,999. As soon as you reach the $10,000, you reach the gold MVP status, which then produces a 1.25 rewards in those e-certificates I was talking to you about. And then if you reach 25,000, then you start accumulating 1.5 in MVP certificates. Paint. If it's a painter and they're using a lot of paint for consumables, the amount of reward gets generated as an e-certificate back onto that rewards wallet. And these are the thresholds to trigger. So 15% once they get above that $3,000 and up to 4,900, and then over the 5,000, they get 20% back in rewards. They also get digital points when they buy specific products, which again contribute to the rewards. Functionality, online order quoting platform right here, order tracking, buy it again, purchase authorization, some of the key benefits listed there. FAQs, all listed right here. Okay. I can expand more on the most typical questions or even categories of what they want to ask. But again, every web page has these options at the very bottom. Contact us is what I want to cover next. Look, if you've got questions about an order and you need to check your order status, definitely leverage the team here or your local store. But if they're online items, you're going to want to check with the online team. That link that I just clicked took me to my order history page for me to click on the order and expand. Right, I can see it's been completed. It's just glass cleaner. Let's say I want to look at 6 months. Let's say 2023. All my purchases for 2023. You want to see the items on it. Hit the drop down arrow. Looks like lumber. Plumbing parts, a bucket. Like literally gives you all the images. Oh, returns also associated with the transaction. You'll see these items were returned, not needed. So a lot of cool tools. Let's get back to that. Contact us. And then Scott, do you have that on any of your resources of literature?
I don't. I probably should add a little blurb about that because that does answer.
Okay. All right. So the customer care team right here is the number. I'm going to copy this. We'll drop this in the chat.
I do have that customer care phone number on flyers.
Okay.
And the appliance installation. So that way, if they have any questions about appliance installation, there's their toll-free number. And then any other questions, there's another toll-free number.
Yeah. And you know what? They have access to even the store orders, but because the members will be using the online interface, this is going to be the best channel of support for them. If you go to a pro desk, they're going to be like, you know, you need to go to the online pickup store because they have access to it, but they just don't know how to navigate it as well as the online pickup store. But the online support team does. They do this day in and day out. at a call center. So they can help you even connect to the store for things that are, going awry if something goes sideways.
Real quick, is this still true? I know sometimes when folks call that helpline number for any issues or questions, if they're super busy, don't you have an opportunity to get a call back so you don't have to wait for 5, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, you're right. So the automated system, although I will say this, I tried it last week and it didn't present it until I was like a couple minutes into the call. Normally, when it says, hey, you got a 20-minute wait time, I got a million things to do. I'm sure all your members have a million things to do, right? And I often have my phone in silent. So if I do this, I pull my phone out of silent, but it's super important to say that it's not necessary to stay on the phone for 20 minutes. Go about your business, turn your ringer on so that you can hear the call back, but they are really good about returning the phone calls. Just use the option to have them call you back at the number. The automated system is going to say, hang on for a second. It's going to give you your number to confirm. Once you confirm it, then you can go ahead and disconnect from the call. But they've returned every single phone call that I put into them, and it's usually less than the time that's being projected. Remember, it has no idea how long the next call or the next 10 calls are going to take in that queue. So it's just an approximation based on average call time. It could be a lot shorter. So, but definitely leverage that for sure. All right, what else? I think that's it. That's pretty much, man, I took the whole hour almost. Do we have any questions?
And
No?
that customer care number, can they just help me put together the whole order? I'm just not good picking through the appliances and all that. I don't want to do it.
I don't know that they'll put the order together for you because you've got to be logged in to do that. But if you want help with identifying the right appliances, I
Yeah,
would definitely leverage, because that's special, right? You don't want a refrigerator that's going to stick out too far or too wide. I would definitely spend some time with the appliance desk in a store to make sure you're getting the things that you want. And they can give you recommendations too on, we've got great feedback on this one. The smudge print isn't as great as you would want it to be, but they deal with appliance orders all the time. Definitely at least get the item numbers from them and then come home and place the order, right? They might even engage you to try to build the quote for you. Just let them know, hey, I'm part of a national GPO. We have special pricing. We are required to do the online orders, but your store is going to get the sales credit for it. I just need to identify which is going to be best for me,
Okay.
Okay, that's what I would do. And then the other thing that, again, I would definitely use this tool here, because this is all on your time, right? You don't need to drive to a store. If a store is 20 minutes away, I would rather sit here and measure the space behind my refrigerator and then get into the tool. Because if I'm looking at refrigerators, let's say I need a side-by-side. I love this because this is all self-serving. I don't need to wait for anybody. I want, I can say, hey, I want a stainless steel. Project is 2 months away. I don't necessarily need it to be in the store right now, but I want a price on that. I want an ice dispenser, maybe water only, cubic foot capacity. I want a 24-footer, depth, right? All the criteria. You drill down right here, and the site's going to morph to what you've specified here. Okay.
Mhm.
Also reviews. This one, this is 275 reviews at 4.5 stars.
And Jim, Kathy made a good point. So if you ever have any questions about anything or a product, you can go into the store to check it out and then go online to your GPO and then order it. So
On the app, even you could do it right in the store.
That's true, on your app.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Yep. You bet.
All right.
All right. Well, we appreciate you having us. If they have any questions, field them for me and then send them my way. I try to help as much as I can, but I get a little tied up sometimes. So, but I'm happy to help.
Thank you very much,
Thanks.
Jim.
Yeah. You bet.
Bye.
Appreciate you having this call. Thanks.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
appreciate you too.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, you bet.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.